Good to see you, Frank Grillo.
You too, brother.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good. I'm all right.
Now, you said when you sat down that I look like I've dropped some LB since
You
the
look
last
great,
time.
man. You look young. You look healthy.
Look at that.
Fit.
You know what?
Your mouth looks beautiful.
I appreciate you saying that. And it's behind the microphone right here. You can't even see it. Not very few people have said that to me, and I greatly appreciate that. But who knew? Who knew years ago when you came in to talk about Kingdom that you and I would work out in the same gym?
We work out in the same gym.
I've never seen you there.
Unbreakable performance. I've just really started. I trained yesterday. I didn't see you there.
Nope. I was not there. I was playing golf yesterday.
Yes, I was training with Randy Couture, the famous mixed martial artist.
Yes. Now, when I go and work out at Unbreakable, I do not train with him.
No, I don't think he trained with you.
I mean, no, hold on a second. The way I would say is I don't know if I could keep up with him. I don't know if I'd say I think he should be honored to be training with me.
I would, yeah, I would, but he's listen. I trained with him yesterday for the first time. You know, he's Randy Couture, and then we sparred a bit, and I got to tell you,
did you get a piece of him?
I got a piece of him. Oh, yeah. I hope Randy's watching because I'm coming back today.
Okay. Yeah. So I was planning on going there today.
Are you really?
Yes, I am.
Tell me what time. We can share a towel.
That's what we do at gyms. Yeah, because Glaze is so cheap on the towel.
Yeah, right. Well, it's a cheap gym, isn't it?
Oh gosh, yeah. No, it's got all those bells and whistles, right, man? Yeah. So what is it like sparring with Randy Couture, man?
It's pretty fun. I mean, you know, he's always been I've always admired him greatly as a fighter. And
so had you never met him before?
I have met him. Him and I were going to work together a couple of times, and so I know Randy, and he's a gentleman and a scary, scary man.
Right.
When he wants to be.
Sure.
But it was fun. We literally trained together for 2 hours.
That is a serious
I'm
training.
in great shape.
I could tell that.
And I'm 77 years old.
I just thought it was that face app that made you look this way.
By the way, what's up with that?
Great question.
I don't want to see that.
Yes!
I don't want to see it.
I'm the same way.
Get me an app that makes me look 12.
I know that.
What is that stupid app?
Exactly. I don't need to know what the hell I look like older.
That's what I look like.
Let's going too damn fast to begin with.
I don't get it. I get sick when I see
do
that.
too.
My wife did it, and I was like, "Don't do what? What?"
Have you seen yours though?
Yeah, I have. Somebody did it to me. And
see, now my problem, Frank, is for some reason I don't know what it is, but the app unquestionably makes me look 20 years older than the oldest looking person the app has for anybody else.
So do I.
I don't understand it.
So do I. I swear, I look like I'm 176 years old.
Because for some people,
but I still have my hair, oddly.
So yeah, oddly, there's no regeneration for me. So look at this on the screen right there.
Oh my God, that is so upsetting. That's not funny. That isn't funny. There's nothing about that.
Because I get the wrinkles, and then I get the gray. Some people get distinguished. The app makes them look more distinguished.
But let me ask you something. Look, that's imprinted in your brain now. It's imprinted in my brain, along with that photo of the dog on the beach. Anyway, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Rich Eisen like that.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
Because the end is close.
Do we have the one? Has one of you been posted, or has just been shared?
I don't know. Has one of my buddies just sent it to me, but I'm not posting that. I'm not signing up for the app either, because supposedly, some weird thing goes on.
There's some weird thing goes on that suddenly somebody sitting in Russia could break into your checking account or something. I don't know how that works. I'm not interested.
I'm making little movies, having a good time. Leave me alone.
Very good.
Yeah.
Now, the Kingdom era for you, I imagine, exposed you to the whole fight world in a way.
You know, Warrior, the movie I did, Warrior, that was the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Kingdom was a byproduct of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who have you met?
Who haven't I met? And you know, I did a show on Netflix called Fight World.
Okay.
Which was
that's
like,
right.
Which
that was the last time you came on, right?
And so that really kind of exposed me globally to the fight community. So I've really had a great time meeting a lot of cool people.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So Randy must have, said, I can take this guy.
Yeah,
knowing what's going on in the circuit.
He's wrong. He's a couple years older than me.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like it. Fantastic. Now, you are from, what's your hometown?
The Bronx, New York.
The Bronx, New York. Did you grow up a Yankee fan or no?
I did. I'm still a Yankee fan, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's your first memory of going to Yankee Stadium?
I went to Yankee Stadium with my father. I was born right next to Yankee Stadium, and I went with him when I was like 10 years old, and he never took me to a baseball game again, or a football game. Yeah. Rest his soul.
Oh, my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
Oh, no
he never
kidding.
took me anywhere. Anyway, if you have time, we can talk about that.
There's a couch over here somewhere.
You just got off the couch over there. We can have you lay down. We can go through all that. Now, I remember walking into Yankee Stadium as a kid for the first time, like in the mid '70s, and just looking around and just being totally awestruck by the whole
it's
place.
Yankee Stadium,
I
which
know
is
that.
gone. Which is gone.
I know.
It's sad.
They knocked it down.
Yeah.
The new one I've been to just a couple times.
Yeah, I mean it's the new Yankee Stadium.
Right, I know.
But it's not Yankee Stadium.
Did you get into the football teams at all? Or no, not really. You just
The New York Giants, which have disappointed me year in and year out, except for a couple of years, obviously. But
Right.
I watched the first 3 games of every season, and I never watched the rest.
Then you tap out.
Yeah, then I got to watch the Patriots.
That's an issue.
It's an issue, but I have to do it.
You know what? Because they constantly win. And it's coming again, Frank.
I
Get
know.
yourself ready.
I know.
Because everybody thinks that Brady is going to fall apart.
He's not.
Like out of the blue.
He's not.
It's amazing that Father Time is undefeated. We hear that all the time in sports. Everybody thinks that Father Time is going to creep up on Tom Brady. Let's just say middle of the third quarter, week 4. All of a
It's
sudden,
not happening.
and it's going to be so stark and it's going to be so obvious that it's just going to happen.
It's not happening.
I agree
Tom
with you.
Brady lives in a $60 million house, and in one of those rooms, Father Time is a guest. And he has nothing. He doesn't want to bother Tom because he likes his life there.
Yes, right.
And Tom is touched by God. He's going to play till he looks like you do when you're 77 years old.
On the face app. You know what? I do like what it must be a very nice. It's probably a guest house, right? Not for Father Time, not a guest room.
Maybe
in the
maybe a
Brady
guest
Manse,
house.
right?
Yes, in the Brady man. Yeah, he doesn't want Father Time looking
Yeah,
at Giselle.
right.
Probably it's disgusting.
Exactly.
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
pool, and there's in the pool he can go in the pool. It's
but
not.
you've seen his house.
I have not.
It looks like LAX. It's giant. It's spread out. And giant.
So he doesn't even have to run into Father Time around the coffee
No,
machine.
Father Time is just taken care of.
It's his own thing.
keeps
I
it
love that idea. That he's just gonna. That's the way he's gonna avoid
Yeah,
it.
and
He's just
another
gonna
room
keep-
is the Grim Reaper. So nobody comes near Brady.
That's why he looks
Yeah.
the way he looks.
It's ridiculous.
And he's gonna dominate.
Every time I come on, we talk about him, and I get nervous. Yeah,
Well, it's because he is.
he is everything I'm not.
Why would you say that?
Because he's tall, he's rich, he's handsome, he's married to Giselle, he's the best football player that ever lived.
It's all worked.
Do you know what I mean? He's super nice.
You have met him, or have you met him?
Yes.
And he's lived to tell the day, huh?
It's terrible.
I know. You didn't get. Let's be honest. You didn't get the invite to the guest room.
No.
So you've been holding a grudge.
No, and
ever
when you
since
meet
then.
him, I felt like I was like afterbirth. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, that's great. That's Tom Brady, and then I'm Gumby.
When I'll tell this story. For what season was it? Where we
2011.
A 2011 season. Okay. He was kind enough to agree to do a sit-down interview for the podcast. This show was born
Right.
out of a podcast
Right.
that we started, and then started televising some of the interviews for the podcast. So I'm doing an interview with Brady, and we did it in New England before the kickoff, celebratory kickoff dinner for season ticket holders and
Right.
advertisers, and the players are all there. So he agreed before that he was going to come a little early and sit down with me before I emceed the event.
Right.
So I'm emceeing the event, and Kraft is one of the biggest owners in the history of the league, and he's invited me to do this. So I'm coming suited and booted, but I'm also going to interview Tom beforehand. So I've got the best suit, and I've got the whole 3-piece. I got a sweater underneath. It's a Xenia suit, and I'm going to crush it. Brady walks in the room, and I felt like I was wearing a burlap sack.
I know. It's terrible.
The worst two-shot of my career. The most undefeated two-shot of my career.
It's terrible, man.
I
It's
know.
terrible that he exists. It's just not right.
Frank Grillo here
Yes.
on the Rich Eisen Show. All right, let's talk about Into the Ashes. We just saw a clip of that. Folks, tell everybody what this film is
It's
about.
a little film. It's really a little independent movie, which you kind of want to keep making these movies, because if you don't, these filmmakers they fall through the cracks because of Marvel and all these great big giant movies that we all go to see.
Yes.
And it's kind of like No Country for Old Men, in the vein of a simple kind of revenge dark noir. And I play, once again,
The psychotic?
the psychotic who actually the good guy isn't so good, and the bad guy has reason to be a bad guy
Okay.
in this one. So it's a fun, I don't know that it's fun. It's a cool little flick, and it's a limited release, and then it'll stream at the same time. And yeah, I like doing these. I like doing these little movies like this.
That's great.
Yeah.
And why do people keep making you
A bad guy?
Yeah. What's up with that,
I
Frank?
don't know. I think there's something inside me that is. It's because it's the Tom Brady's fault.
It's Tom
I got nothing else. Okay, I'm the Tom Brady of little movies.
I love that. And then Point Blank, this is amazing cast that you are here with.
Yeah, I made that movie. I produced it. My partner and I, Joe Carnahan.
Well,
produced it.
congratulations on that too.
Yeah, it's
brother.
fun. We got to put it all together and hired Mackie and Marcia Gay Harden, and it's some people like it and some critics are like, well, we've seen this before. I'm like, well, what do you want me to tell you? I don't. What am I?
By the way, I would pay to have you retort to critics. By the way,
my agents say, do not do. I'm like, I'm calling the New York Times because listen, they want to kill the business. Like it's movie. They're just going to want to review either Oscar movies,
right,
or giant Marvel movies.
Well, not just what I mean is I wouldn't pay to see you criticize critics for your work. I'm like you would be hired by anybody to call a critic of, like, say for me, for my show,
absolutely.
You would be my proxy to call the critic.
And I would do it
and say, what the hell?
And I have good questions for them.
Yeah, starting with what the hell, right?
What the hell? Yeah. Critic. Come to Unbreakable Performance.
That's right. Put on the gloves.
Yeah. Let me critique you.
Marcia Gay Harden. Yeah. Anthony Mackie, who's a big Saints fan.
Yes, he is.
He's a diehard New Orleans.
He lives in New Orleans.
He's a New Orleans Saints fan.
He's a big boy down there.
Yeah, he must have been really pissed about the NFC Championship game.
I was doing a movie there for Sony when that happened, and the city just went crazy.
They're still nuts about it.
They were like, we're not watching the Super Bowl. We're gonna have parades, so no one watches the Super Bowl. Come to the parade. They were showing old football games of the Saints. It was bananas.
Yeah, didn't they, Brockman, if I'm not mistaken, for Fat Tuesday, a bunch were dressed up as referees.
Yeah, blind referees.
Blind referees,
It was
right?
crazy. It was crazy. They were afraid they were going to be like riots.
Well, I mean, now they've changed the rules to make instant replay reviewable,
right?
Based on a lot of all that.
Yeah.
How come you're not on social media, Frank?
I'm on Instagram.
Are you on Instagram?
Yeah, Frank Grillo 1, I think.
At Frank Grillo 1 on Instagram, but no Twitter for you, huh?
Nah. I feel like they're mean on Twitter.
By the way,
I'm very sensitive.
You're right.
Right?
By the way,
I mean, they're just so mean.
Frank, you're spot on.
Yeah, I don't need that aggro. I have enough anxiety in my life.
You do have.
By the way, you have like a 12-pack in your Instagram profile picture.
I do have a 12-pack, by the way.
Jeez.
I have that.
Why are you Frank?
Tom Brady doesn't have a 12-pack. He's a little soft.
Well,
he's a bit soft for.
Why are you Frank Grillo 1? Was there a Frank Grillo?
There was a Frank Grillo.
What the hell? Just use the Frank Grillo.
He's a teacher from.
Come on.
Yeah, from like Milwaukee or something. He's got his own Instagram. I don't. Even that, I got to be second. Even that, I can't even get my own Instagram.
The 12-pack should trump, right? It should just trump whoever's got the.
By the way, the guy who's at Frank Grillo.
Yeah, what does he look like?
His profile photo is the dog. He's got the dog ears filter on it.
That's got to make it worse, Frank. Frank, that's got to make it worse.
That's Frank Grillo. I'm really not Frank Grillo. I'm Frank Grillo 1.
How many people just say, "Hi, I'm a big fan of Frank Grillo. Let me go on Instagram and see what's going on." They see the dog-eared teacher from.
Although this guy's got some gym photos, Frank. I don't know. I mean, you might make your match with this kid.
Shh, I'll take my shirt off right now. Hold on.
Into the Ashes in theaters on digital and on demand starting tomorrow. Point Blank has been on Netflix, produced, and also with my guy right here, Frank Grillo. You produced that. Great cast, man. Like I said, super stuff. Good to see you, sir.
Thanks, brother. Always a pleasure.
Anytime, please.
Yeah,
and this is
I have like 12 movies coming out this year, so
okay.
Yeah, one of them must do well. It's just odds.
Law of averages,
right? One of them.
You've got 8, according to our check, because we always check the IMDb, you've got 8 movies in production.
Yeah.
8 right now.
I only make $7 a film, so I gotta keep making a lot.
Man's making $56 right here, which means a hell of a jacket for that. Good to see you, Frank. Good to see you. At Frank Grillo 1. Do not mistake him with Frank Grillo on Instagram.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.